Selflessness is a common trait that is praised by many, but for me it's a curse. If I don't want to go to an event, it's hard for me to utter a word of disagreement, so I don't say the word no, because I'm afraid of how the other person may feel. Growing up, I unfortunately had to learn that people will take advantage of your passiveness and leave you to fill up the holes. Today I will share an experience I had with a close friend that taught me a valuable lesson. I had learned that it's okay to be someone's emotional support, but when it starts to affect you negatively, you have to learn to back away. I met Catherine through a mutual friend at the beginning of my junior year of high school. They had been friends for numerous years previous to me, so I trusted her judgment of character. They, like many of my online friends, lived in different areas. Catherine lived in Canada, our mutual lived in New York, and I lived in Columbus. So most of our communication was through Skyping or messaging. As we became closer, I had learned that Catherine had a love for horses, that she aspired to be a model, and that she was adopted. And as we became closer, she eventually opened up to me about her friend. Catherine had a friend who lived in her area. She went to the same school as well. Unfortunately, her friend was not a member of a happy environment. She was a victim of domestic, physical, and sexual abuse. And on Valentine's Day of 2013, she sadly passed away. I could tell that Catherine was not over her death, so she found ways to grieve. And unfortunately, those ways were problematic. She would rely on alcohol, she would do drugs, or she would go to parties to help fill the void of her missing. And I gave her advice, but like many friends, it went through one year and out the other, and she continued to do what she wanted to do. And that started the cycle of our problematic relationship. I basically became her personal psychologist. I didn't have a degree or certificate to certify that I was able to do that, but I didn't want to abandon her and leave her doing more stuff that could eventually get her killed if she continued. So every other day she would go on the same cycle of telling me about her hangovers or how she was suffering with depression or her self-blaming. And it got to the point where I was physically and mentally exhausted, and I didn't want to continue this, but again, I didn't want to abandon her. Eventually, I provided with our mutual friend, and she had told me that she was exhausted as well, and she suggested that we recommend her go to a mental hospital or a place to get her help. Of course, she didn't like those suggestions, but at the end, she eventually listened to us,